Hey everybody, it's Christian from Triple C Management Games. So, on today's comic book issue today, we're going to go over one of the coolest characters, I believe, in the Marvel Universe, and that is going to be Venom. This book is Venom, Lethal Protector, #1 from 1993, okay? As you see behind me here, I'm kind of actually getting ready to pack up. I'm getting all my stuff ready to go so I can pack all the stuff up and, ship back to Virginia. Should take about 2.5 months to get to Virginia. So all the stuff back here, all the Pokemon boxes and things, right, I gotta make sure I secure them well enough to include like 1,000 comic books that I have to kind of like make sure they're all good to go for shipping. But anyways, when it comes to Venom, we know Venom as the crazy guy, symbiote from outer space that tried to essentially blend with Peter Parker. And that didn't work out so much, right? But instead, Eddie Brock was the candidate that was like, hey, perfect mix of good and evil, I guess you want to say, to create Venom and who he is. Venom refers to himself as a we when he speaks, because he's referred to him as a symbiote and also Eddie at the same time. Or he'll talk to himself and say, Eddie, and just kind of do his own thing. This is my first time actually reading Venom #1 Lethal Protector, and I was very surprised. Really enjoyed it. I ended up buying the book off Facebook. I paid like $1 for the book. It wasn't too crazy, but it's definitely in a rough condition. So I'm not too worried about this being out of the sleeve. You can see there, right across the top here. So definitely damaged book, but this is a good reader copy for someone that wants to take a look at this. Right. So this book came out in 1993, and there are 11 different variants of this cover. This one, standard cover, direct edition, is a standard hollow foil cover. Okay, you can see that the light kind of shine off that one there. This is the direct edition down here, no barcode. This one here is the first solo series featuring Venom, and it's the first cameo appearance of General Orwell Taylor. Okay, the cool thing about this book here is that the artist is Mark Bagley. The writer is David Michelini, I believe it is, right? And then the inkist is Sam De La Rosa, okay? This book was actually pretty neat. I enjoyed it. It kind of has some connection to Spider-Man a little bit in there, but you see a different side of Venom that I think the majority of us fans are not used to. He kind of has that, hey, I'm going to punish you, but I'm a good guy kind of thing, okay? Until Spider-Man shows up and kind of ruins the show, right? But this is like Venom's first opportunity to not be labeled as a bad guy, but unfortunately, with everything that happened in the Amazing Spider-Man series, he's viewed as a bad guy. So he's trying to reinvent himself in this series. And so this series is a 6-part comic book series. And it goes through the trial and tribulations of Venom, essentially time traveling or kind of try to reclaim his name and get rid of the whole bad stigma of being an enemy, essentially, or a bad guy, okay? Plenty of new characters in this series. Definitely looking forward to reading the rest of the books. I'm going to pick some more books up when I get back to the States. Go from there. But the cool thing about this book here is it's not very expensive, okay? So this book here is about, in good condition, about $25. In bad condition, as you see, like $1, okay? But the really cool thing is that there's rare editions in this book, and there's a gold edition that make this really kind of sought after for any comic book collector, especially like the Spider-Man Venom area, okay? So the something to think about is this way here. So you got a standard comic here. You do have the newsstand edition right down here with the barcode, okay? That one goes for about $40 in a good condition, okay? There's a couple error copies, right? You have one, so you see the background here is red. One of the error copies is a black cover with no red foil in the background, okay? There's fewer than 2,000 that exist of this cover, all right? And In mint condition, it goes for about $1,800. So significantly difference. When you have less than 2,000 copies of a book, it becomes scarce, right? And we know back in the 90s, some books were just mass produced, but a lot of retailers, what's considered to be scarce, is when they receive 9,000 or less books across the country. Doesn't seem like a lot, for sure. When you have 2,000 copies in existence, that's not a lot at all. The next one is the same copy here, but it's a white background. So no red foil, no black foil, white. And so it's a totally different book. This book, in mint condition, it's about $5,000. And there's even less of those available. So if you got one of the black variants or the white era variants, you're definitely sitting pretty with your comic collection today. The other one is that with the black background, you can also get the newsstand copy. So again, the black variant with the newsstand copy here, and that's going for $4,200 in a mint. Now these are non-graded copies, so this is pretty expensive. You got a really good copy, a 9698. You're probably sitting a little more than that. I would probably say on the upper $6,000+, give or take, based on the desire and need for that comic book. Okay, I think it's pretty awesome to know that this standard book like this has a couple variants that really are highly sought after. Makes this book a must-own for collectors. Now, one of the other books, they have looks like it's just a standard foil, this one here, and they have a gold foil edition. So instead of being red in the background, it's a gold color. Everything else is still the same. Yellow here, the color, everything's the same here. This is the same. But that goes for about $520. Now, I've seen that one a bit more widely available for sale. There's not as little as 2,000 or even less than that for the white copy, but there's a lot less than this one here. So maybe one day I will collect the gold copy for my series. I might get lucky, buying some books at like an antique shop or, going to a garage sale and getting the era copies one day. But that's wishful thinking. I'm not that freaking lucky. I'm not one of those guys that goes out and says, oh, look what my mom and dad found in their basement or in their garage or the basement or their attic. Listen, that's bullcrap, okay? I'll let you know right now, I see those posts all the time. Not believable. I'm telling you. I know there are some people that got it, right? But you can't tell me the same guy every time. Oh, look what I found. It's a $200,000 comic book. No. Stop with the BS. Stop messing around. Just let us know you paid the money for it. We know that's what you did, okay? Money bags, that's what you got. So anyways, there's also a platinum edition. And this one's actually, looks like it has a 0 on the front. So I didn't realize the Venom, it has 1 through 6, but there's also a 0 edition to the book, to the series. And the platinum one has this really cool, so you see Venom here, because this gray background. There's no yellow here up top, and there's no barcode or anything at the bottom, right? What it has this superimposed Venom picture of his face right here on the front, okay? And it looks like Venom is facing the opposite direction, I believe. Nope, he's facing the same direction, my bad. I just been near the camera. So he has this big old Venom picture right here with his tongue sticking out, and it looks like it's a telephone book. That's what it is. I thought it was pretty cool. The telephone book is supposed to be of all the people that are in the book, I guess. Like their location, the telephone number of them. That's pretty dope. There's an international version. It's like a real dark, passionate red. No yellow corner up here. And then this portion up here is different as well. Looks like it's a black label here. And then something up here. It's just like a standard yellowish white label up here with Marvel in it. The international one goes about $40. The platinum edition, it's about $4, looks like here. There's also a really cool international reprint that goes about $80. It's printed in Spanish. The first whole series of him being printed in Spanish. It's also a foil cover, and it's a La Mole edition was printed in 2020. That's what it is, La Mole edition. Only limited to 1,000 copies. Pretty cool. And that one looks like it's Eddie Brock with Venom like coming off of his face, like the symbiote is like coming off his mouth wide open, his tongue's hanging out like that, like this. That's what he's doing. All right, pretty dope. And then you got an Australian edition, which is about $3. Nothing crazy. The Australian edition is going to have a different price tag on the front. I think it is. Let's see, can I zoom in this thing? Sometimes they're hard to tell if I can zoom in here. And I think the price is different because it is Australian money. But anyways, looks very similar to this book itself. Yeah, it looks almost identical to the book itself. No crazy here. Except the price is going to be different up top. Okay. And so that's it. So the variants you see there are big time. So let me know. Do you have any of these copies? Are you going to look for these copies? Do you think Venom's a good guy? That's my question. Or is he just misunderstood? Is Eddie Brock and him a good mixture together? Ultimately, I still want to know. Is he a good guy in your opinion? I got plenty of Venom books. I think he's just misunderstood. That's my viewpoint. But what do I know? If you're a Spider-Man fan, you might think differently. Anyways, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out some more comic books of the day. Christian out.
1, 2, 3, 4.